Okay, so we're marking the ball. Admiral is like perma looking Junbin, which makes sense. I mean, I guess you have to do that if you're running Jin and Lucio. Boom! Oh my goodness. Now, the ball composition on Illios has been kind of unbeatable for Crazy Raccoon, and also during this tournament, only one team managed to take a control round off of Crazy Raccoon. Actually, they took a map. They took the whole map, I think Falcons did. But OWCS was where Crazy Raccoon dropped a control rounds, 2 of them. Falcons was the only team that was able to do that. Every other team failed to take any control round off this team, so... Again, like, I said it when this match was live, but I really feel like this team is the absolute best team at control in Overwatch history. I don't think there has been a team that has been more dominant on control than Crazy Raccoon. They are just incredibly good at control. And I rarely ever see them, like, drop maps or anything on control. I mean, this is just their wheelhouse here, but Chorong's able to get an early kill. I wonder what happens with Chorong's kill here. I'm already curious, like, what the heck happened there? How does Chorong get such an early kill into Zero? What the heck happened? Okay, so we're wrapping around the side. We're chasing Zero. Oh, Lip is with. Okay, so Lucio Tracer split. Cool Mac. Oh my goodness. Where's Admiral? Where's Admiral? Where's my Lucio player? My Lucio player is focusing on defending our Kiriko and trying to mark the ball. So our Tracer, so Zira is alone. That's why Zira dies. Zira can't take angles if the Lucio's not with, right? But also, why is Ultraviolet on Juno? It's Winston and Brig bans. You would think that Kiriko here for Ultraviolet would be so much better. I don't see the point of the Juno. I think the Juno here is the most confusing aspect of this whole thing. Like, because I like the Juno, especially in like a Hazard Mirror, like against a Brawl composition. I just don't like the Juno at all against a ball. I think the Juno is a little vulnerable without any sort of assistance. She can go up and down off the high grounds, and she's like kind of good at that here in Illios, but I just think the Kiriko, especially once you get perks, she can kind of be more self-sustaining, have the 2 TPs, and then that also would allow Admiral to take more angles Zira, preventing situations like this first fight where you have Chorong and Lip who are just playing together, and then they just roll Zira, and then after that the fight just goes completely off the rails after that, right? So that initial kill comes through, and then Ultraviolet's dead. And now there's no supports, and all of a sudden it's just a fight for Crazy Raccoon. Keffa kind of staggered himself there as well. Ana could be a possible pick. I think Ana might be a little bit hard, but yeah, I do think Ana would still be better. Because, like, at least Ana still has some self-defense abilities, and just Juno. And then Orbital Ray as well. Like, ball comp, you would think that, like, everybody on this ball comp can kite Orbital Ray so easily. Like, Ultraviolet's gonna pop this Ray, and everyone's gonna leave. They're gonna scatter, like, they're just gonna scatter like cockroaches, and you can't do anything about it. You can't do anything about that. The Orbital Ray, it is really good in Brawl mirrors, because Brawl comps are way worse at kiting and, like, disengaging, but, you know, the ball just leaves. The Lucio also pretty good at leaving. The Ana's the only one who kind of can't leave easily, but if you know that Ultraviolet has Orbital Ray, you're setting up your Ana knowing that. Lip can just blink away. The Pharah probably can kite it. So it's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And if you hit a nade on the Orbital Ray, then, well, you're kind of screwed. You're kind of screwed. So it just doesn't make sense to me. It seems very counterintuitive. Crazy Raccoon, they banned Brig. I mean, that's fair. But still, I think Ana Lucio, I think they're trying to force that Ana Lucio mirror. Nightmare just went Juno for no reason. That's the most confusing aspect of this. Admiral gets a boop on Chorong. What? what happened there? The Lucio players are getting active here. So first it was Chorong kind of making a fight-winning move at the beginning of the fight there. Okay, so we're marking the ball. Admiral is like perma looking Junbin, which makes sense. I mean, I guess you have to do that if you're running Jin and Lucio. Boom! Oh my goodness. That wasn't even a boop perk as well. That was just normal Lucio boop. Sending Chorong flying. Oh, okay. Actually, pretty good marking onto Junbin. This is actually pretty solid. Admiral just carried that fight. Okay, this guy though, he is the most underrated player, maybe in the world. I don't know. That might be a crazy take, but I think that Admiral, after watching his performance in Hangzhou, Like, he could be the best player in Nightmare. Everyone looks at Zira because Zira is DPS. Admiral might be better. Admiral might actually be better. Like, you just saw that fight, like, he just won that fight. He just won that fight, completely shut Jumbin out, and killed Chorong, you know? But, like, we'll see more of Admiral later on when we look at Admiral VODs, but this guy is... This guy's kind of crazy. Oh yeah, when he got 2 on King's Row, I think he's the reason why Nightmare won King's Row as well. Which was honestly like the key map, the key turning point here. But yeah, he's outbuilding Chorong right now as well. You look at the beat charge, so that's really solid. Because beat is actually useful against Crazy Raccoon, unlike Orbital Ray. Okay. It looks like he's searching for Jumbin here. He's not trying to build beat. I think he realizes that getting poke off is hard. Oh, Lip just hits a good pulse. Look at that. There's not much you can do about that. Switching over here. He's switching his positioning constantly to make it harder to hit. Mark Jumbin. Try and protect the Juno. Nice. I mean, he's doing everything he needs to be doing. I think the only thing he can do better there is try and build the beat a little bit faster, but there's risk to that. I'm curious to know, like, what the actual risk would be to try and charge beat there and focus on charging beat there, but, you know. Goes for the slam. Jumbin misses. Is Jumbin going for another early hit? No. Okay, so Crazy Raccoon back off now. Yep, Nightmare can walk forward. They do. And then we have Admiral kind of pocketing Lethal here, who's on the Ash. Was that a Rage Axe from Ultraviolet? And also that beat was perfect. How did that not hit Ultraviolet? Oh god. What happened? Oh, that's not good at all. That's very bad. Oh my god, it's a Rage Axe and Ultraviolet LOS is the Lucio. Okay, I'm sorry, but please just get Ultraviolet on Ana. He's actually good at Ana. That's the most frustrating thing about this. It's not even like it's a hero pull thing. It's just that I think it's a terrible coaching call. I think it's a terrible coaching call. Or Ultraviolet just made a bad decision. I'm not sure which it is, but it just seems like a bad coaching call. Because, like, what I don't get what the idea is. I don't understand the theory there. I really feel like Ana's just gonna be better. Like, yeah, you're up against Shu, but I just don't know. I don't know. Okay, Lethal able to get Chorong. Admiral's trying to trade. You can see he's going for Shu there, because he knows that, like, the fight's unwinnable unless, but Zira? Wait, Zira makes a play here. We can take a look at the Zira play. Because I think he could, like, kind of keeps this fight alive. Oh, nice. That's kind of an awesome rollout. Wait. Peek this. Because, like, what the fuck? Okay, we mark Jumbin. Okay, up. Huh. You can do that. Alright. That's cool. Chorong marks. That's really well played by Chorong. You can see Chorong prevents... Chorong actually completely blocked off access to Shu there, because Shu is in the back right here. So by Chorong cutting off that path for Zira, now all of a sudden, like, Shu's completely safe for a while. Yeah, and now Zira is just, like, stuck in the middle, trying to shoot Jumbin. Pulse, okay. And now it's, I think, a 1v2. Yeah, it's tough to win. And then after that, I think it's just a loss here. Yeah, okay. I mean, okay. That was not a bad game plan from Nightmare, and they did not fall over completely. That, honestly, watching that back, that's a bit closer than I thought it was. And that was a bit more competitive than I thought it was, and I think the MVP for that round is, like, definitely Admiral. I'm sorry, but Admiral did. Admiral is the only reason why they even, like, won that fight as effectively as they did, and I don't know. If Admiral's beat, if Ultraviolet didn't LOS it, that might have actually been winnable. I think if Ultraviolet is on a different hero, that might even be more winnable. Do you think it would have been easier if Nightmare's on Kiri? Kiri or Ana would both work better. It would have been way easier either way, though. Juno just, I don't get it. Now here, with a bit more range, it makes some sense, but also, still, you're up against a ball comp. It's going to be hard to use Orbital Ray or get any value out of it, but at least here, the speed ring's going to get some value in the sense that you can throw that speed ring down, and you can just, like, hunt the backline. Crazy Raccoon, are they rolling out on this Sombra Tracer? Did they do this? I kind of forget. And this is going to punish backline even more, and then the Ana Zen is really annoying for Kaffa, right? Because one of the easy counters to Hazard is just to shoot him so much that he can't push you. Because if he takes too much damage trying to engage, stage, he can't like fully commit to anything, you know? So if you constantly have Discord on Kuffa, this Ana Zen backline is actually pretty safe. I think what you have to do is kind of full commit and trade. Almost like I think you send in Lucio Tracer and the Hazard. So you have to have the Lucio Tracer help, and you take out the Ana Zen. In return, you'll lose your Juno. And then I think we just need to swap our Juno. Like, this is kind of taking advantage of the Juno, I think, because this greedy Ana Zen backline is encouraging Nightmare to play hyper aggressive to just, you know, kill it, right? But Juno doesn't want to do that. And Admiral so far has been glued to Ultraviolet. And if Admiral stays glued to Ultraviolet, I think this is just a 100-0 round for Crazy Raccoon. So this is like taking advantage of how Nightmare are playing really effectively, actually, because gluing Admiral to Ultraviolet is a bad idea. It's a bad idea now. You need to go after this backline. And otherwise, you know, Kuffa's just kind of on his own, and then Zera's trying to help out. It won't be enough though. So yeah, Ultraviolet is now a liability. Ultraviolet lost the Ultra in his name and became Violet. Ultraviolet's already dead? Oh, that's not good. Yeah. Crazy Raccoon decided that they missed old ball comp. They decided to pull out the Sombra Tracer. I miss Sombra Tracer ball comp. The current Sombra isn't very good for it anymore because they turned her from a flanker into a tank buster, which, you know, great job at making a character that was already like kinda in design, making her worse. That's my take though. I think flanker Sombra will always be better than tank buster Sombra 76, you know? It's just not fun. It's not fun that they just made her kit, you know, more encouraged to do that. Now Ultraviolet's over to Kiriko finally. Kuffa, why are we on Ram though? Okay, so this is also taking advantage of one more thing. Chat, what's a hero that Nightmare can't play, but if they could play, this would be really easy? What hero can Nightmare run right now that they probably don't have in the hero pool that would make this so easy? Against this Ana Zen especially. Everyone's saying Winston, but here's the thing. Winston takes a lot of damage going in. Winston actually doesn't really like playing against Ana Zen sometimes, especially on a flatter map like Runes, because when he's crossing the distance, he takes damage. You got it. Plethora got it. It's Diva. It's Diva. Kuffa cannot play Diva, I don't think. As far as I know, Kuffa has no Diva. And here's the thing. Ana Zen, you know, any sort of ranged backline, any sort of range-heavy composition in general, it's a good counter to double hit scan as well. It gets torn apart by Diva, right? Because the Diva can just eat all the damage while approaching the Ana Zen, and they can't, and all of a sudden the Zen's useless. The Zen is useless if the Zen can't do damage. The Diva can deny the damage, you close the distance, you go in with Kiri Lucio, the Ana Zen's dead. Forces the swap, right? So Diva is really, really just an easy pick here for Nightmare, but they go Ram. And I think this is kind of a crutch showing here, where it's just like, crap, we can't play Diva, we're just gonna go Ram. I still disagree with it though, because what's the plan here with Ram? I think maybe just force point, but they're just gonna poke you and take angles, the Sombra Tracer, and they'll discord you until you're dead, right? And if they hit a nade, it's over. If they hit a nade, it's completely over. So I think you have to go Hazard here. Now Winston would actually be pretty good here as well. I think for the people who are saying Winston works, but Winston's banned. So in a unfortunate turn of events, Nightmare's ban on Winston is kind of working against them here. It really is. So I find that very interesting. But yeah, now I think it all goes downhill with the Ram. I don't see the vision, because you're just gonna get hit over and over again. You're kind of flailing around. This Ana Zen is now untouchable. And what's Zera supposed to do? Just permanently try and mark people like that? That's kind of my thought, I guess. But this should be just training range, like Kovacs for ball players, you know? For jumping. Should be like the time of his life right now. Let's see this first hit, by the way. I'm curious. Damn. Oh wait, that was a nade from Shu. Wait, hold on chat. Microplay. Did Shu get that nade off again? He does this every time he plays Runes. Do teams not know this yet? Shu does this literally every time. Oh my god. Ultraviolet. Please, this guy. Okay, Shu does this nade every single time Crazy Raccoon play. He does this every time. He climbs the little thing. He does his little mountain climbers. He gets up here, and then he goes for this nade. He does this every time. It's in my other video. It's in my other video. I think we need to start watching OC videos, okay? Because like, watch. He does the same thing. He does the same exact thing. He nades the doorway again. See? Pelican's caught, and Finn's caught. He does the same thing from like a slightly different spot. He nades that door every time. We just need to... We should know this. We should know this. Oh god. It's all over the... It's all over the place. It's all over the floor. It's everywhere. Okay, okay. But yeah, Diva here would be much easier. We can watch Jump in POV for the rest of this one and watch him kind of roll. Have fun. And the reason why teams always go in that room against Crazy Raccoon, by the way, is because they're expecting the ball comp, and one of the ways to try and avoid a ball comp hit is to play the enclosed lane, which is just inside. Because you think about it, ball can't really easily slam someone who's inside of a room. That's why every single team will go into that room. And that's why, in turn, Crazy Raccoon can rely on just going for that nade every time. That's why Shu goes for the nade every time. Because every team, if they have a slight amount of like brain power going for them, they're going to go inside of that room. And then he's going to go for the nade inside of that room, right? Jumpin's just going to try and slam on the outside because that's all he can do. Going into the room to try and like live the first hit, that is a pretty effective way of dealing with the first hit, at least. After that, I think teams need to leave the room, though. But it's like, it's tough, it's tough. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm making it sound easy, but it's not necessarily. But you do need to at least, like, know that that nade is coming. I think you need to plan for it, you know? Yeah, now that it's the Ram, though, this is going to be kind of a, free game here. It's Cass. I mean, I agree with the Cass, too. I think the Cass is a good decision. Cass is like... Cass Tracer is probably the best possible DPS line you can run against a ball comp. Not Sombra. Hot take, Sombra isn't that good against ball comps. I think Cass Sombra is worse than Cass Tracer against ball. Just saying. Just saying. The reason why is because I really feel like both ball and Sombra... ball and Tracer. So anytime you're up against a ball comp, it is 99% of the time ball Tracer. Tracer, first of all, is, in my opinion, the best counter in the game to Sombra. The reason why is because she can chase the Sombra after she TPs and she dies. And she can also mark Sombra very easily. She can spy check. She can basically fulfill every single, like, tick, right? Where she is just the worst nightmare for a Sombra player. On top of that, here's the thing. Even if you're running Sombra, let's say Zera's on Sombra instead. Sure, Zera might get a hack here and there on Jumpin. But also, if he doesn't, and then he tries to TP away, Jumpin can chase just like the Tracer. Ball doesn't have that bad of a matchup against Sombra. That is my take. I mean, it's annoying. It can stop hits, just like a Lucio boop or something like that. But I feel like the Tracer is better for marking the opposing Tracer and Sombra in this case, and also marking the ball. And you just get, it's not a hacker or a CC when it comes to marking, but you can still mark, and you can also actually win your 1v1s with the enemy Tracer, rather than being at an inherent disadvantage all the time. I wouldn't even say Sombra shuts down the ball. I'd say if you're lucky, the Sombra will shut down the ball. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. Why didn't Nightmare ban ball? I think it was because I mean, it's kind of tough entirely to tell, but Crazy Raccoon got the first ban and they banned Brig. That gets rid of Ana Brig, that Nightmare, I believe, liked to play. Considering that, I think Nightmare decided that they didn't want... I'm not sure exactly why the Winston was banned, but I'm sure they had a reason, but yeah, I can't really say I have a strong opinion on it. I can see, like, maybe why they do it if they didn't want to take an Ana Lucio Winston mirror, but also maybe they'd like that, so I don't know. Doesn't getting rid of Ana Brig get rid of Winston? Not at all. No, not even close. Not even close, no. You have Kiri Lucio Winston, you have Ana Lucio Winston, you have Ana Kiriko Winston. There's a lot of versions without Brig. Brig is not necessary. Honestly, Brig is only there in a Winston composition to deal with an opposing dive. If you're up against a brawl comp, you're on Winston, you're not playing Brig. Most of the time, at least. Jumpin can't get another hit off. Okay, there we go. Looks like Jumpin is entirely focusing Kappa there. Wow. A lot of focus on Kappa. Slam. Nice slam. Ultraviolet gets Chorong, so... Nightmare, they're holding on. They're trying their best, but Kappa, the Ram did nothing. Just be Ram. I mean, I don't know what he's supposed to do, you know? Like... I don't know what the plan is other than to exist and try and absorb damage, I guess, and be a distraction. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. For some reason, Nightmare, they were scared. They were scared of taking a Winston Mirror.